so I'll try to be quick. What I'm here to talk to you about today is our relationship with information. I have 15 minutes to give you this talk, and I will have it in 3 sections. The first section would be the traditional media and the new media. We'll take a quick Twitter break, we'll get our Twitter fix. Then we'll talk about your personal brand online and some case studies. The third part would be what the business would do and some case studies. Before I start, Theme Thursday. Who here has changed their Alright. Theme Thursday, for those of you who do not know what it is, it was a drive that we did to retro our avatars, taking the cartoons that we used to like, and we did that. This is a key. This is a key point in the Twitter, in Lebanon's Twitter sphere, because we were able to create an initiative, we were able to create a different movement, we tried to spread it outside our own region, and we were able to influence others to do it. So the hat tip goes to Elizabeth, who started it, and to the group who I would call the Mariachi group, and to Samet for the THTH hashtag. We're looking forward to it for next week's Twitter Thursday, Theme Thursday. Okay, back to the serious stuff. Turkey said that the moment our historical generation is living in is the most important, and we have the largest increase in expressive capability in human history. I will elaborate briefly on that. Alex already did Alex, the boy, did the covering. He covered it. Basically, there were 4 periods in the last 600 years that media changed significantly enough for us to label it as revolutionary. The first was the Gutenberg press. We were able to print stuff and pass on information. The second one was around 200 years ago, which was the two-way communication. It started with the telegraph, then there was a telephone. The third era was around 150 years ago, where we had recorded media other than print. First it was photos, then it was sound, then it was movies, all recorded onto physical media. And the fourth was radio and TV around 100 years ago, where we were able to send sound and images over the air. Our relationship with information traditionally in the 20th century was via the educational institutions, via our religious institutions, and via our government institutions. Enter the 21st century. We have an infinite stream of information, and we have infinite amount of sources that are freely available for us to consume. And all of the mediums that we have migrated onto the internet, onto one platform. The radio, the sound, the images, the pictures, the news, all of that is unified on one platform, they're next to each other, and they interact with each other. And the way we access information is quite different. We started with the telegraph, then there was a switchboard, and then we have today the iPads, the iPhones, the Nokia devices, the Amazon Kindle and Nook. And Antoine just walked in. If you need any questions about devices, Antoine, the guy in the back, he would tell you all about the new devices that are in and how the mode of access. The community. This is you guys here. This is us in different pockets exchanging different amounts of information. This did not exist before now, so we have all this information flowing back and forth. This is David Armano's influence triple. So basically when you send out a tweet or a blog post, you influence a certain circle around you. And as the retweets grow, you get to see the circle of influence grow. So you get to see where different people, they have different influence circles. So this is how we have a lot of information, and then there's information that we share together. I'm going to take a quick Twitter break just to check the feed, make sure that if you guys have any questions, I can answer those. And I'll use that as an excuse to get my Twitter fix. Okay, that's a silent Twitter feed. Do you have any questions before I carry on?
We didn't get to read it out.
All right. Basically, what does this mean to you as a personal brand? I'm sure all of us here have Googled their name one time or another. Do me a favor when you get back home, or tomorrow after the snow tweet up, when you get back home eventually, Google your name and check your feed. If you like what you see, it's fine. But if not, there are really easy tools for you to use in order to improve your personal brand. And there are like a zillion options. These are more than enough between Twitter, a blog, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Delicious. And it's quite easy to do. I've heard all the excuses of, I don't have time, I don't have the energy, I don't have enough to say, I don't have enough to do this, I can't do that. This is not gym. I'm not asking you to lift weights, I'm not asking you to treadmill for 20 minutes or to eat tuna or not eat Nutella. Eat Nutella, slouch on your couch, and tweet. Moz, وعسل, and all of your stuff. A case study, Maya Zankoul. Maya has been able to single-handedly create her own online personal brand. She did it with two key ingredients. The first is creativity, which granted we all don't have that. Let's work with the second ingredient. She made her ideas and her impressions available through different mediums. Twitter, Facebook, email, her own YouTube channel. She's even on LinkedIn. A designer, she's the first designer I know at least who was on LinkedIn.
I have a big community.
Be careful, dude.
Get them all.
There's Naima, of course.
Yeah.
She was able to acknowledge these digital mediums and express her thoughts and her ideas all through. And it grew into a book, into fan art, into a Zankalizer of Theme Thursday. So use these digital mediums to express your personal brands. What can you do as a business? A lot of businesses have been jumping onto the social media bandwagon in order to connect with the people on it. Listen, reach to your users and connect. I'm going to take a few examples, regional examples, people who have tried in our region to try to do that. Zata Rosette, next time you eat there, notice the cloth that's under your plate. They're trying to push their social media side. They have the facebook.com/Zata Rosette. That's one part. I want to give an example. Just after Christmas, Ezri and Plus 961 were talking about the iFi SD card. It's a memory card for your camera. It has Wi-Fi and all sorts of features. They were talking about it. I just jumped in and said, hey, I have one. I hate it. It causes all sorts of trouble. Minutes later, I get from iFi, hey, Ayman, could you brief us on what trouble your card is causing? So I get the impression that they're listening, they're interested, they want to help out. Another example would be on one Sunday, I got a junk message telling me Aramax has a new website. My wife's a shopaholic, my sister's a shopaholic. They said, hey, let me check Aramax and see what they can use in order to shop for stuff. I went through their website. It was very difficult to understand the information they had. They had a new website. I couldn't figure out what's going on and where. So I just tweeted, hey, they did a poor job of explaining services and so on. Minutes later, I got, thanks for the feedback. Please elaborate more in an email to X and Y and so on. So you get a sense, you could, as a business, comfort people and tell them that you're listening, that you're trying to connect and so on. Exotica and My Different Christmas over the holidays, I'm sure you guys saw this on Twitter and YouTube and Facebook. They tried to promote their image and so on. This is good, but unfortunately they stopped on the 24th. My guess is their contract with whoever was doing the tweeting for them expired. So this is something that we should try to stay away from. The person of the year in 2006-2007 in Time magazine was you, and it continues to be you. So we should continue to contribute, continue to generate the content, continue to share, continue to do all of that. As a closing note, the Sexiest Geeks of Wires 2009 is up. It's not very accurate and not in the top 1,000 yet, but hey, you should consider this. Thank you all for coming. Thank you, Alex, for sending this out. Keep it up.
Okay, as Ayman said, we'll have a very small break, and then when we come back, we're going to have a... What are you doing? We're going to have a couple more presentations, followed by a very interesting 3D film presentation exhibition. Okay, 10 minutes, and we're back on stage. Thanks.